Happy Halloween, all my fellow geeks, geekettes, nerds, comic book readers, video game players, and action figure collectors all around the world. This is the Proud Nerd, and I am here with you guys on this awesome Halloween evening with a horror figure-related review. I've never done a Halloween review or a horror figure review. And with it being Halloween, I thought it would be the perfect time to review my Neca Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives action figure. Now, on a side note, this figure is not brand new. It has been out for quite a while. But I just recently got this figure thanks to a good friend of mine. And with it being Halloween, I thought it'd be the perfect time to share my thoughts on this figure. And I love this thing, and I cannot wait to get into it with you guys. But before we get into that, let's look at the box he came in. Now, Neca always does a phenomenal job with their boxes. I love that big hockey mask. I love the Gravestone, Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 6. And I love that huge hockey mask in the background. That is awesome. And in the back, on the side, you got Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. You got his Gravestone, Neca Real Toys. Same thing on the other side. And there's the lightning strike that brought him back to life. And on the back, you got Jason right there looking awesome. You got his hockey mask. You got him holding a spear. You got him showing off his ugly mug. And you got his Gravestone there. And on the inside, not only do you get a very nice picture of the figure itself, but also you get a nice picture on the insert of the box, and that's Jason's coffin. And they really captured some awesome details from the movie. There's Jason, there's the top of his gravestone, there's the shovel that Tommy used to dig him up, and there's the gasoline he was going to burn Jason with. Man, I love that attention to detail. So, if Neca paid this much attention to detail with just the box, surely they paid a great attention to detail with the figure. Well, yes they did, my friends. Yes, they did. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the camera here. Alright. Let's take a quick look at Jason. Wow. Just look at that. That is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. He looks just like how he did in the movie. You got the axe mark right there from Part 3. And you got all the holes in his shirt and all the blood. Let me turn the light on. There we go. You can see all the blood, and you can see that the holes do, in fact, go all the way through his shirt, which is nice. You can see his zombie flesh underneath the holes. That is so badass. You got blood right there. Got blood on his pants, which looks really good. See if I can, there we go. Now on the back you got more blood and nice wrinkles. That's not shark, that's just blood. Got more blood on the back here, got more blood there. This thing just looks incredible. He's got nice detailing on the gloves. You can see more of his zombie flesh right there. He's got his nice belt. This thing is just awesome. Okay, before we take a closer look at Jason, we'll take a closer look at his accessories, starting with his machete. Okay, now I'm going to admit, I like this machete. I think it is nicely detailed. I like the silver paint on here. I like how the handle looks, and it fits in his sheath very nicely. In fact, I'll show that to you guys real quick. And you can fit it into his sheath very nicely. And that just looks awesome. Although I do have a very, very minor complaint. And it doesn't affect how I feel about the figure, but it is a small complaint. Why is it clean? I remember one specific scene in Friday Part 6 where this thing was just covered in blood, just caked in it. So why couldn't Neca have given us a bloody machete? It does bother me a little bit, but the clean look doesn't bother me. I just personally would have preferred a bloodied machete. But he does hold it really well, and it fits in his sheath perfectly, so I can't complain too much. He also comes with his knife right here, and look at that. Look at that detailing. That looks like actual stitching on this smaller sheath. That is beautiful. And you can take this knife out. Takes a little finagling, but you can get it out. And this smaller knife is nicely detailed too. Very beautiful. I like it. He holds this one just fine as well. If you want to display him with his smaller knife, you can do that. And that looks incredible. And sometimes I like putting it in his hand upside down. And he's kind of got that whole Michael Myers thing going on now. Fun fact, Jason was inspired by Michael Myers. In fact, I heard the original Friday the 13th called a Halloween clone. So I guess when you look at it that way, yeah, Jason Voorhees was inspired by Michael Myers. It makes perfect sense. They're both killers, they both wear masks, they both seem to be immortal, and neither of them talk. Man, that just looks so good. I love how that looks. Him holding the knife Michael Myers style. That's badass. Put the knife back in his sheath. And just a word of caution, if you do plan on getting this figure, be very careful with this sheath. First time I got it and I took it out of the box, he was out of the box for a while, but somewhere along the line this sheath fell off. But thankfully, the friend that bought it for me also bought some super glue and I was able to put this back on with ease. So no problems there. Put Jason back, and we'll look at the spear he came with. And I did have Jason displayed holding the spear, and he fell off of my shelf, and the spear is now permanently stuck, broken into pieces. But that suits me just fine, because this hand here pisses me off because it's so narrow. No matter how hard I tried, I could never get this spear through his other hand. And I'm pushing really hard too. Ugh. See, why couldn't Neca have made that just a little bit bigger? I can't fit the pole in his hand. And it is so frustrating as hell. Screw it. So, even though this spear is shorter, I always have Jason, whenever I display him with the spear, I always have him holding it like this. So the shorter spear does work out. No problems there. He holds it just fine in this wider open hand. He did come with an interchangeable hand, and it's just like this one except for the right hand. And it has the same problem. It's way too narrow. He cannot hold the spear in it. So, at least on my figure, maybe it's not that way for all of the Friday Part 6 Jason figures, but it is on mine. It pissed me off. So, the spear breaking, I guess, turned out to be a good thing. I can have him holding it like this in just one hand, and he still looks damn intimidating holding it. So, glass half full. The spear itself is very nicely detailed. You know, you got this thing like This thing is so dang nice. Sorry guys, the camera doesn't want to focus on it. There we go. It looks like it's actually rusted. That's how nicely detailed it is. I love the spearhead right there. See if I can get it to focus better. I love that sculpting right there. The little touch of silver paint. Oh my goodness. This thing is just beautiful. And the other end, the end I never use, is also nicely detailed. It does have that rusted look going on. And also the burned end where in the movie it got struck by lightning and Tommy stabbed Jason in the chest when Jason was laying dead in his coffin. And while the spear was in Jason's chest, here comes lightning, strikes the pole, resurrects Jason Frankenstein style. I always like that. I love Part 6. It's my favorite Friday the 13th movie. So yeah, it does look burned and it looks really good. Looks pretty movie accurate. I do love how Jason looks holding the spear, even though it's broken. He still looks damn intimidating holding it. So I'm going to have him holding it throughout the rest of this review. He also came with his gravestone, and this thing is so dang awesome. Neca did not have to include this, but I'm so happy they did. It's such a nice touch. Oh, that is beautiful. Got nice darker shading up here. Jason Voorhees, it's not just painted on there, it's actually sculpted in there. It looks like a huge chunk of it chipped off here. Nice sculpting up here. You got this beautiful crack on the back of it. Oh my goodness. And I love this long blade of long blade of grass hanging off of it. That's a really nice touch. The headstone is probably my favorite accessory that he came with. And now let's take a closer look at his ugly mug. And for that, we're going to be taking his mask off. Oh, look at that ugly mug. Look at that. Oh, that's only a face that his mother can love. But oh, look at that. That is so beautifully detailed. Got his skull teeth showing. His nose is gone. Got that big nasty gash on his head. And from Final Chapter, you can see where the machete went into his head and slid. When he slid down it, you can see the machete mark right there. Oh, that is so awesome. Got all that blood in there. Got that rotting skin. And this is a bonus. If you wanted to, you can stick the machete in Jason's head gash right there. Can't do it with the mask on. It can only do it when he has the mask off, but I think that looks cool. Man, oh, look at that. More flesh rotted away so you can see his skull underneath. Gosh, that's just beautiful. Neca, you guys just hit this figure right out of the park. Oh my gosh, I love this Jason. Oh, wow. And before we put his mask back on, we're going to do articulation. Can get his head looking up about that far. Can get his head looking down a good amount. Got side to side. You got great head tilt. So you can when he has his mask on, you can recreate that scene from when he was looking at the trailer. And like, what's going on over there? And his arms can go all the way out. He's got swivel in the waist. And his legs can go out pretty far. Can Jean-Claude Van Damme. His legs can go up about that far. He's got a single bend in the knee. He's got a swivel in the knee. It's got rotation in the foot. Foot can barely, just barely go up and down, and no ankle pivot. But look at that beautiful detail. Look at those pants that are all torn at the bottom. That is awesome. The boots look really, really good. Oh man, I just love this Jason figure. And I love that the joints are pretty well hidden. Look how well hidden those joints are. That is a nice touch. And before we mask Jason again, let's get a closer look at his mask. I think this mask is nicely detailed and really film accurate. Some of you might disagree with me on that, but that's okay. You got the straps right there. You can see that the eyes are purposely darkened, which I like. That's a nice touch. Let's compare it to my Freddy vs. Jason mask. Yeah, this one looks nice and it's very film accurate, but I like this one a little bit better. That's just because, personally, Jason Lives is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. The head on mine is a little loose, but I don't mind. I'd rather have it be loose than too stiff, you know? At least I can move it with ease. And as long as I have my Freddy vs. Jason here, let's do a quick size comparison. Wow, my Freddy vs. Jason is taller than my Friday Part 6 Jason. And this figure came out a long while back. Like, I got him in 2003, 2004. And he did come with Freddy. But Freddy's broken, so that's why he's not here right now. But even though this Jason is older, I still really love him. For me, he still holds up. This one is better, but this one still holds up for me. This guy ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, guys, that is my Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives Ultimate Jason action figure from Neca review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Join me on, or follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and join Posing Action Figures. Links to all those will be in the description down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed my review. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Alright guys, this is the Proud Nerd signing out. Saying to all my fellow nerds and collectors out there to stay nerdy. Peace.